back to my channel. So even though this is slightly delayed, and by slightly I mean a lot, I am going to finally wrap up all the books that I read in 2016. Now these just include the books I read since the last time I did a wrap-up / review until the end of the year. I just want to like finish them up because I haven't had a chance to do that yet, and so I'm gonna do it now. It's late, I know, but better late than never, right? So last book I wrapped up / reviewed on this channel was Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. I did not include it in a wrap-up, but I did a review and I think that counts just as well. So I'll link that down below, and these are now today all the books I read since then. So let's get started. For the first books, I'm actually going to include a clip right here that I filmed several months ago in anticipation of doing this video, and I just thought it would be better to film it right away so that I would not actually forget everything and all that jazz. So this is time travel, so get ready, hold on to your seats, and let's travel back to I don't even know when, but yeah, let's go.
My room is a mess, my life is a mess, just ignore most of it, please. The first book I read is The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo by Amy Schumer. This is basically like a collection of biographical essays by her. If you don't know, she's obviously a famous comedian, and I think I really like her stuff. I think she's really funny, and I was really excited to pick this up and read it, and it's not as funny as I thought it would be. It's not like I don't know, it's not a funny book, I guess. Some parts are funny, yes, there's some comedy in it, but it's nothing that made me laugh out loud. It was really just more about her life, and I thought it was really interesting to know where she came from, what her life was like. Like, obviously she presents one kind of persona to the audience when she does her stand-up and in her movies and stuff like that, and this is kind of more like the girl behind all of that. And then the only other book that I'm kind of wrapping up in this part is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. This is a short story by the author of Gone Girl, who is my holy grail. I will literally buy and devour anything that she writes. I really hope she comes out with another like full-length novel soon. But this is a short story. It's like 80 pages long or something, super short, no, 60, 70, I don't know, super short. Usually not what I read because I'm not a big fan of short stories, but it's Gillian Flynn, and so I had to do it. It just had to happen, and I really enjoyed this, actually. I thought for the limited space and length, obviously, that she had, and like time to develop the characters and the story and set it up, and obviously there was a plot twist, or multiple plot twists and stuff like that. It was really well done. It was creepy, it was cool, it was surprising, did not see that coming, and then it kind of leaves the ending open to the point where you're like, I have no idea what's happening, and even the main character has no idea what's happening. This book, by the way, is about a woman who is like a psychic, obviously a fake psychic, because all psychics are fake psychics, let's be honest, and she's asked by a woman to kind of cleanse her house because she thinks the house is creepy, and it's kind of twisted her stepson into becoming like a murderer or like a bad person. I don't know. That's kind of the base premise. It's obviously cool because it's Gillian Flynn, so I do recommend that you pick this up.
The next book I read is Der Aufmacher, der Mann, der bei Bild Hans Esser war by Günter Wallraff, and this is a German book, obviously, and it is non-fiction. It was written in the 1960s, I think, and it was basically an expose by a journalist who, or like a, yeah, journalist, like investigative reporter sort of thing, and he sort of made up a fake persona as Hans Esser and infiltrated the Bild newspaper because it had a really bad reputation of its like journalism practices and how it would get its stories and how it would write its stories and stuff like that, and they obviously all turned out to be true, these rumors, and yeah, he just like documented his time there, and it is so just horrifying, honestly, to read that, because the things that I did, to people by writing these articles and by you know, treating people and people's stories as commodities that can be changed just to suit your own personal gain and to, you know, follow particular political means and stuff like that is terrifying to think about. And obviously, you know, you don't know to what extent this sort of thing is still going on today. There's a lot of newspapers out there, and like anybody basically can write a story and call themselves a journalist, and yeah, I mean, we're having this whole issue with fake news that is blowing up in the last few weeks and months, and yeah, it's just terrifying to read about it, like this sort of first-hand account, even though it's been like 40-50 years since that happened. It's not over, like we're not done with it, and it's just sort of, it's eye-opening and terrifying, and also written really well. So if you are able to read in German, I definitely recommend that book. The next one is Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This is, I think, the second ever book I've read by Neil Gaiman. The first was The Ocean at the End of the Lane. I was not the biggest fan of that one. It's just like sort of strangey, and I did have some of the same issues with Neverwhere. It was kind of hard to connect to the characters, and the story seemed sort of like arbitrary at times, but I also still really enjoyed it. I really like the premise. It's basically about a underworld beneath London, like a second world that is where the people that like fall through the cracks kind of end up, and they have this own community, and it's just all of the references of, like, you know, Earl's Court, for example, which is a subway station in London. There's like, in the underworld version of that, there is kind of an earl that holds his court at that station, and like in a train at that station. It's like, it's so funny and witty and in that way, and also kind of strange at times, but I still overall really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that this will make me more motivated to read Neil Gaiman books, because just the other day I went to a bookstore and I saw these, like, some of Neil Gaiman's books in like the most beautiful covers ever, and I think that they kind of redid like all of his to kind of match some sort of similar style, and I want to like them so bad just so that I can buy them and read them, because that would be amazing. They look so beautiful and I want them. I want them so bad. And that's it for actual books, because for the rest of the year I basically exclusively read graphic novels, not because I was trying to cheat whatever that means, my reading challenge. I was just so into them. Like, I didn't really have a lot of time to read. I didn't honestly have the motivation to sort of commit myself to like a whole book. Going into a book, you always kind of know that it's gonna take a while to warm up to it, you know, that you like need a little bit of time to sort of get really drawn in, get really like addicted to the story. And with graphic novels, it's like you're in and out, like you're done in like a day. You can read like 10 graphic novels a day if you want to. So that was sort of the reason why. And then I just found such great graphic novels that I just wanted to keep reading those ones, basically. So the first series I started is the Nailbiter series. I read volumes 1 through 3 of that, even though 5 are out already. So right here I have volumes 2 and 3, and these are by Williamson, Henderson, Gusovsky, and Hill. They have like 4 creators apparently, somehow, I don't know. But these are so good. Nailbiter, if you don't know, it's sort of very, very graphic. They're graphic novels, if you catch my drift. They're basically about a town called Buckaroo that has a ridiculously high rate of serial killers that are born in that town, that come from there. They are called the Buckaroo Butchers, and it's about a kind of ex-FBI agent, I think, who's trying to find his friend because he went to investigate and he didn't come back, or like he's not in touch with him anymore, and things unravel and they have to somehow cooperate. Is that the word? Cooperate? They have to somehow cooperate with one of those serial killers, the Nailbiter. I'm not gonna say what he does, but the name sort of suggests it. It's just so cool. The world, it's so cool. It's scary, it's creepy, and definitely not for the faint-hearted, especially the artwork sometimes is very gruesome, but I love it, and I'm definitely gonna get volumes 4 and 5 as soon as I can, like, financially allow that, basically. It's not that they're too expensive, but I just like bought so many at the same time that I was like, I need to put the brakes on that for just a minute. Next, I also borrowed the Outcast series from my boyfriend. I don't know who the creators are because I don't have the physical. Oh, I actually do have one. Wow, I could have given that back to him already. Volume 3, This Little Light, by Kirkman and Asaketa. I'm sorry, I don't know. This is another horror series. It's about this guy called Barnes, and it says he has been plagued by demonic possessions all his life, and now he needs answers. Basically, people around him have periodically been possessed by demons, and he is kind of the only reason, like the only person that can exorcise them. And then he realizes slowly that there's a reason, like why they're always attracted to him, like why they always possess people in his surroundings and stuff like that. So it's also really creepy, really good. I'm excited to see how this develops, and yeah, loving them horror stories recently for some reason. Next, I also read Monstrous Volume 1 by Marjorie Liu, which, oh my god. In my graphic novel phase, the Nailbiter is like right up here, but I think that Monstrous is even slightly higher up than that because it is so freaking amazing. The backstory, it's like a fantasy story. It has such beautiful artwork. It has the best like world building and creativity, and it's just so beautiful. Jesus Christ, why is there no second volume out yet? I am so anxious to read that because it's also really thick. It has like a lot of story. It gives you like everything that you want from a first volume, so definitely check out Monstrous if you haven't done so already because it's so amazing. I'm in love. And that actually concludes my final wrap up for the year 2016 that is uploaded in 2017, but we're just gonna disregard that little fact. Well, that's just how it is. Let me know in the comments down below which of these books you're most interested to read, or if you have read any before yourself. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye!
Boom, chicka, what? Don't do that.